Hello everyone, my name is Walter Richards from DaGameTrain. Well, I was trying to record two shitty games just before I got to this one, but I couldn't do it. They're just too shitty. Too fucking shitty. So, how about a good game for once? Yeah, I know I'm not the first one to do this, but I don't give a shit. Yes, it's this fucking thing. It's fucking scenic. Why not? I wanna fucking relax, and I haven't played this in a while, so whatever. Let's do it. And I have some interesting, I guess, stories to tell. I don't know. I mean, I used to own about 3 different versions of this one game. But up until recently, like give or take about 4 years ago. Up until 4 years ago, I didn't even know there were sequels. And once I found out that there are sequels, I found out that there's a fuckload of sequels. On Sega Genesis, I think there's one on the Master System. No, there's actually multiples on Master System and Game Gear. And then there's fucking Dreamcast. I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, I fucking died. Nice. Man, when I found out that there was a buttload of sequels, I'm like, what the hell, dude? How is there so many fucking sequels? I thought this game was just alright. And I do still think that way. It's not the greatest. I wouldn't consider this mascot material myself. It's alright. It's a decent game. It deserves the reputation it has. But it's not that good. Because I mean, what am I doing right now? I'm holding right to win. It's really not that special. There are far better games if you want something more interesting. There's all the Shinobi games that you can try out. I personally recommend Revenge of Shinobi and Shinobi 3. Those are the better ones. There's Rise Star if you want something a bit more simple. There's quite a few games that you can choose over this and get a better experience. But it's decent. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, you know? Being decent at something is not a bad thing. But anyway, like I said, I used to own like 3 different versions of this game. And they were all very distinctly the same. There was only one real difference, and that is the amount of lives you started with. Basically, from what I realize now, I had normal, easy, and hard mode cartridges for this fucking game. It's like, what the hell? I didn't actually even want the damn different versions. It just so happened that the multi-carts I would get would have Sonic on them. How fucking convenient, right? The first multi-cart that I can remember owning had this version when I'm playing here. Just the regular stuff. 3 lives to start out with, nothing special. Then there was the next one, which I think had 30 or 50 lives to start with. More than enough than you'll ever need, that's for sure. And it had multiple continues as well, but well, I've never gotten to a point where I used up a continue on that version, let me tell you that much, even as a kid. And then there was the hard version, which had exactly 1 life. So if you died like that, shouldn't I have survived that? Yeah, it only had 1 life, so if you died, that was it. And only 1 continue, so it's not exactly like you had another try if you died. You died, that's it. Man, I'm not doing too good. Don't worry, I probably won't get a continue or a game over in this playthrough. I hope. I hear that the most common complaint for this game is that you're not allowed to go fast for very long, despite the fact that that's basically the marketing blurb. Go fast! I don't really see the big deal in that though. I mean, it's a platformer. You're never gonna do platforming at a very fast speed. Then it gets more complicated, you know. If it's going fast over small platforms, you'll be forced to slow down no matter what game you're playing. It doesn't matter if it's Sonic or Mario, as some people like to say. Like, here you're definitely not gonna get a lot of speed, but that's because you're mostly vertically climbing, so there's not much room to move around in. In other places where you can do a lot of horizontal movement, you still wouldn't really want to run very fast because there's enemies to avoid, there's obstacles to watch out for. You really have no reason to go fast in this game, as far as I'm concerned. Man, I wish those Twitter notifications would go away when I'm recording, cause I see some dumbass talking dumbass things being salty as fuck. I so wanna respond to that right now, but I'm recording something. I don't think you even wanna know what the hell the big deal is this time. I mean, it's really nothing special. It's people on Twitter being upset because somebody does not know some obscure detail that nobody really cares about. That's what basically it is. It's just some guy being very fucking mad that somebody doesn't know this one thing I learned about some group of people which used to be a thing 100 or so years ago. Which doesn't mean anything nowadays. And he's being upset because I told him that I'm not willing to find this shit out because it's not exactly important. He's being so upset that he's considering saying such interesting things like... how should I phrase it actually? Like he says that I should do something about my redneck echo chamber? I don't know, dude. He's weird. Like, he seems like a kind of a person that my parents warned me about becoming, you know? For playing all these games all the time. Being a fucking shut-in who's always pissed off at everyone and everything. Or, you know, as some people like to say, autistic. I know it's not exactly a funny thing for some people to laugh about, but he's really acting like an idiot. Who cares? Just stop being so angry about this thing, dude. It's normal that some people don't know some things. You don't have to be so fucking mad about it. Like, take me for example. Most people don't know what the fuck Lithuania is, and they make a lot of shitty jokes. Yeah, it makes me annoyed every time we make the shitty jokes, cause they're really shitty and not that funny at all. But you know, I don't get butt frustrated about it all over the Twitters. Don't have to be that fucking mad, you know? But whatever. It's not like it's important. As I found out not too long ago, as I said, there are a million sequels for this thing and there's still more coming out. Personally, I think the franchise should just be laid to rest already, because from what I've seen, some of the latest sequels are not quite good at all. Of course, some people could say, oh, but they're not really sequels, they're more like standalones. Well, yeah, I guess, but what difference does it make in this case anyway? They're still being made for the same franchise, so it might as well be considered sequels. and they're still pretty bad, so it's not like calling them standalones is gonna make them better. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of this particular series. I do have a few games from this series which are kinda decent and I kinda like them. Might play them in the future, but just so you know, this isn't exactly a running theme from now on. I'm not gonna play more Sonic games just because I did this one. I might pick up the other 2 games that I have. Well, actually 3, because the 3 games that I have are all fan games, and one of them is particularly interesting, to say the least. One of my colleagues has seen it already. Let's say he has to sleep with a gun under his pillow from now on. But yeah, we might pick up some more games. I'm not gonna make a habit out of it though. Mostly because this is one of those games which are very fucking popular, and the idea for my channel is not exactly playing popular games all the time, because everyone's doing that, and because of that, the games are not very interesting to play. Like, I guess this is a good opportunity to explain why I do the things that I do, because there's not much to say about this game. I think I already said everything there is to say. Besides, oh, you rescue animals and beat up a fat man. We should play Fat Man Adventures, actually. Shit. I keep forgetting that start pauses everything in this game. I'm kinda used to some games where you can press start to just skip the score tallies. Like in Streets of Rage, actually. Should play that sometime soon. Yeah, if you ever wondered why I play the more obscure titles, or at least the ones that not a whole lot of people remember, talk about, or even know about, well, it's exactly because of that reason. Because they're obscure or not very well known. But it's not because I wanna see... It's not because I want to make them more known. No, it's more like, they're unknown. And they're mysterious. They're quite interesting. Like, I want to know why are they not more popular. I want to see what's this mysterious game that somebody recommended somewhere some time ago is. You know? Just want to see what's it all about. Is it worth playing? Like, I can probably drop a few titles right now that you've never heard of before, and if you have, well, color me fucking surprised. Like, have you heard of Enemy Real Sarat? No? Ha! Well, congratulations. You'll see it on the DaGameTrain one of these days. If I can find the full version at least. I only have the demo on the disc right now, and I hope that disc works. Cause that is a strategy game from what I remember, but god damn, what a fucking weird ass game it is. If I remember it correctly. Then there's another survival kind of a game, I forget what it's called, Noctis I think? I'll need to check on the name, because I still have it on my computer. It's a weird survival game where you choose a different race, which has different attributes of course, and you've gotta not only survive but also build a spaceship and get the hell out of some planet before you die. It's kind of interesting, it's also kind of old. How about Shade Wrath of Angels? I still remember that game. It's quite a spectacle, that one is. When I first played the demo, I didn't think it was very bad. I don't think that opinion is gonna hold out for much longer though, because I do remember that one fateful night when I read a review for it on the gaming magazine that was sold around here. I forget what it was called. I think it was just called PC Games. I think that magazine later turned into PC Gamer, or at least was merged into that. I don't quite remember, and I don't quite know. But if it is the one I'm thinking of, well, some of you might know Shade Wrath of Angels then, because the review for that was quite spicy. I think the reviewer gave it the lowest score I've ever seen given for a game. I think it was 1 out of 10. It was that bad for the guy. I think it was either 1 or 2. It was the lowest thing I've ever seen. For comparison's sake, Arcanum was given like a 4 or 5 out of 10? And at that point they considered it a decent game but very flawed. And buggy. But that was like the initial release version. Nowadays you can get mostly bug-free versions from GOG and other places, plus some fan patches and whatnot. So it makes the game much more enjoyable. What other games I could probably pull out of my ass? How about Alien Tequila? I already did a video on that one. Of course, it's only gameplay footage, and it's also sped up after a certain point. So it's not like you're gonna see a whole lot, and it's probably not the best video I could have done for that game. However, it is quite a funny game, and I think the developer of the game actually showed up on the video to express his surprise that someone actually even knows that Alien Tequila is a thing. Honestly, I'm surprised it is a thing, and I'm surprised it's sold in Germany with a fucking illegal sign written all over the fucking box. It's quite a miracle of life, and I'm happy that I own it. Hey, what happened to that box, by the way? It kinda glitched out for a bit. We should probably do a proper video for it, because it is quite a spectacle. I think it deserves an improved version. Maybe with commentary even. We'll see. But yeah, I have a few interesting choices, and I'm pretty sure there's more I can pull out of my ass. If I simply look through all my lists, through all of my collections. Hey, actually, oh, I died by the way. Does anyone remember this shooter called Psychotoxic? Man, that was like a long time ago. I only saw a demo for it. I couldn't run it properly. It's like you play with some goth chick and shoot shit. If anyone remembers that one, congrats, you're fucking old. And you can definitely stay here on this channel. Yeah, don't you know this channel is supposed to be intended for 18 plus? Not that anyone cares, I bet. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's been plenty of underaged people on this channel at this point, but I'm not gonna tell them what to do. That's none of my problem. If they wanna watch an adult be upset about video games, fine by me. Because I am willing and able. Oh, this is supposed to be like a hard boss. I think it was supposed to be hard. Maybe some other time. At this point I have played this game, second, third, CD, and I think a little bit of Adventure 1. But that's about the extent of it. I mean, I was kind of interested. I wanted to see what I missed out on. My opinion still stands. The series is alright. Just don't get too invested in it. Some people do get invested into this series a little too much. It gets quite embarrassing. Kinda like me getting invested in all of those strategy games, but what can I tell you? Even though I'm not good at strategy games, I really like strategy games. And I wish more strategy games would be made nowadays. And I do mean strategy games, not MOBA-esque strategy games. I don't consider that the strategy game I wanna see. I mean, it might fall under the category of strategy, but that's not my strategy. I'm starting to notice that I'm not swearing as much as usual. This must be some really weird coincidence. A very strange day indeed. But I guess that's what happens when you play a good game that doesn't piss you off every 3 seconds. You don't have any reason to be pissed. Which does remind me, I don't know if anyone ever realized this, but I do actually get invested when I'm doing these playthroughs. I do get actually pissed off. I'm not exaggerating my annoyances whenever it happens. Although I am working on controlling my anger, I've always been, because I'm not exactly the person that likes to be pissed off about things. I don't know, being angry is not as interesting as it may seem to some people. Especially if it comes off kind of weird, you know. Not sure how to explain it, but sometimes it feels like in certain playthroughs when I do get pissed off, I get the feeling that it just doesn't come out right, like it's feeling weird. I don't even know how to describe it properly, it doesn't feel real. Even though I know it's real. You know, I just rather not be pissed off. But sometimes a game does piss you off. Even good games do that. And that's just something that happens. You can't really help that. And it's totally okay. I think it's totally normal to get pissed off every now and then. It's just, well, it gets abnormal if you're always pissed off. And according to some people, I'm always negative. I don't know, man. Have we met before? Can you confirm your sources? I don't think so. I think you're full of shit.